great I am. I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video is sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, first and foremost, rest in peace to the great Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. And this is part one of the Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker tribute, where I'm going to be talking about and highlighting fights from Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker that really defined his career as a fighter. And this is something that I said I was going to do a little while ago. And we live in a society where something can be a hot topic from 24 to 48 hours, and then we all just move on to the next thing. We're really in a microwave type society where everything is just quick and, you just keep it moving. But with someone as great as Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, his legacy needs to be upheld at all times. Us as boxing fans. And when he passed, it was hard for me to take because he's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Secondly, with Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, I was just about to do a video on Sweet Pea and ask the public who had the better defense between him and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Even though they had two different defensive styles, who did you think had a better defense? And literally, I had my video set up and all I had to do was basically record it. And then my homie, The Blunt Truth, was like, he texted me and was just like, yo, like, Sweet Pea died. And I'm like, no, like, you joking. And looked it up, and that was the case. And it still hurts me that he's not here, because he's not only one of the greats of all time, but he's one of the ambassadors of the sport. And for the boxing community to lose a guy like that is always sad to see. But I know my homie, My Sports, he's from the UK. He hit me up and was just like, yo, like, there's a lot of people in the UK asking me who was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. And I was like, damn, like, that's crazy. Like, me being an OG and me just being a boxing hardcore fan, in my eyes, I was like, there's no way not nobody that's a boxing fan doesn't know who Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is. But that message from my homie made me realize that there's a lot of people out here that don't know who Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is. So me, G5 Jeff TV, and all of the hardcore boxing fans, it's only right that we educate the casuals and the people that are trying to become hardcore boxing fans on some of boxing's past greats. And we're definitely going to do that with Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Now, if you don't know who Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is, or if you do know who Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is, and you kind of just want to refresh your memory on how great he really was inside of the ring, I just need for you guys to go back to one fight. And this is probably my favorite fight of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker's, and that was when he fought Roger Mayweather. The reason I absolutely love this fight, the reason why this was my favorite Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker fight, is number one, this fight showed every single attribute that Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker had. It showed his arsenal in terms of offense. It showed that he was defensively that good. It also showed that he can stay in the pocket. It showed that he had some dog in him. It showed that he had power. It showed that he had smarts. It also showed that he had a chin and he had the will to win as well. Now, those were a lot of different things that I just said that came out of that Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker fight with Roger Mayweather, but let me explain it. First of all, that was a hometown fight for Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Pernell was only like 10 or 11-0 at that time, and he was fighting Roger Mayweather, who had about 30 plus fights at that time. And there was a lot of dynamics that went into that fight. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker and Roger Mayweather, they had a lot of beef going into that fight. It's a famous video where they were getting checked by the physician prior to the fight. I think it was like a day or two before the fight, and they got into it in the back, and Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker pushed him, and it was just crazy. And going into that fight, they was really trying to knock each other's head off, and Pernell Whitaker got a knockdown in the first round. Roger Mayweather got up. He had the stanky legs going on, and Pernell Whitaker probably threw shots probably 5 seconds after the bell. Like, he was still throwing shots, and Roger Mayweather went to the wrong corner. Like, it was crazy. And it took Roger Mayweather maybe like 2 or 3 rounds to get his legs back. And it was just a high-speed chess match. Even in the next round, Pernell Whitaker was throwing hooks. Like, he was throwing the Danny Garcia hook and missed Roger Mayweather and hit the referee, smacking his jaw. And the crowd went nuts. And the ref was looking like, did you just hit me? And he just kept on refereeing like nothing happened. And I was like, that was absolutely crazy. But it was just a lot of it was some dirty stuff going on in that fight. Roger Mayweather, he just never really truly recovered from that first round knockdown. And Roger Mayweather came back and actually knocked down Sweet Pea Whitaker and caught him with a nice shot. Caught him with a nice ass shot. Put Sweet Pea down. Sweet Pea got back up, showed his resiliency, and showed that he was able to survive and deal with the adversity. And pretty much at that point, Sweet Pea was up on the cards when that happened. And Sweet Pea, he got his legs back, dug deep, and got the victory in that fight. But Sweet Pea Whitaker showed every single thing that a great fighter can have in that fight. I'm going to put a link to the fight in the description box. And I'm just warning y'all now, this was an old fight, so it ain't no HD and all that good stuff. This was just a good old-fashioned brawl between two greats in Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker and Roger Mayweather. Now, for the people that don't know who Sweet Pea Whitaker is, if you have to start your research off with something, you start your research off with my favorite fight of all time of Sweet Pea Whitaker, and that was Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker versus Roger Mayweather. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.